friends. Hope you guys are having a good week. We're here on another Thursday for another episode of Inside Star Citizen, where we're going to take a look at the new hover tech update. Now, we've tried this before. Star Citizen did a hover tech update that we were told was going to, fix some things up. Didn't happen. So let's see what they've got for us now. Jake, I believe in you. I saw you. I saw your hype.
There's a type of vehicle in Star Citizen which is very unique and has the potential to really be a special, fast, visceral experience that just you can't get with a lot of other vehicles. And so the Gravlev experience is going to really go a step up with this. The current state of Gravlev is a little rough. We have such a wide variety of planets that the existing Gravlev just doesn't cope particularly well in a lot of the common situations you might find on planets.
Can confirm.
And so we have it getting stuck on geometry and being flung into space and glitching into things and having all sorts of hilarious physics bugs that may be funny, but they don't really make the experience very fun or enjoyable. So this quarter we finally got time to really dive into Gravlev and really figure out what it's going to take to make it what we really want it to be. One of the first things we focused on with Gravlev is this new specialized suspension system, which is a little bit like a car, but it's doubly disconnected from the bike to make it really feel like it's hovering.
So it looks kind of like, what are those called? Airfoils, I think, where not the exact same idea, but you ride them in water and you can skate fast enough on the water that it lifts you up above. It's like there's like a hydraulic system underneath, and then the hovercraft is riding on top and kind of feels some of it going on. It's different from before. I think the idea was that they wanted it to be sort of, you're riding on a motorcycle. The motorcycle has gigantic, very bouncy, kind of plushy wheels on it. And so you get this sort of like soft, it would feel really soft when you're flying over the ground on the hovercrafts. And that's how it is right now. And then they also kind of tried this format where it felt very stiff and hard. And there's like some balance in between there, I guess. I don't know what the right feeling for hovering is, but we currently don't have it. I'll be interested in seeing if this does it.
The largest benefit we've gotten from this new suspension system is we can orient and move the bike somewhat independently of the suspension in ways that we were never able to do before with the old Gravlev.
Oh, it looks like you can't hit the ground anymore. That camera angle is really... Can we back up a bit?
The next step is to use this new suspension system to implement a whole host of improvements to the stability of the bikes. So they're not going to bottom out, they're not going to bump into the ground, they're not going to crash off rocks and lose control, they're not going to go flying off into space, which really makes the whole experience much smoother, much less glitchy, much more reliable.
Yeah, but are we going to have a one-size-fits-all kind of hovercraft application now? Or I'm wondering how much diversity we can get in hovercrafts if we're going to say, hey, this one can't fly off into space or hit the ground or anything like that. Because I want to be able to, like, say, ride my Nox really low to the ground and really fast. But a Dragonfly, I'd like to be higher up, dodging rocks. I don't know. That was something that they pointed out in the original system, this idea of getting to choose how you rode the bike. This is only a minute and a half in, but I do hope that they still include that.
So once we've got this super stable suspension implemented, we can implement some improvements to the actual control of the bike. So the turn friction for making maneuvers is improved. And we can also implement things like better height control.
There we go.
And that will have differences in the handling of the bike that you can feel a lot more than you used to be able to.
That's awesome.
And they've implemented is a thing called anti-fall, which effectively kicks in to arrest the bike's fall when you fall from a great height. So if you do big jumps off dunes on Daymar, the bike doesn't crash into the ground now. When you get back to the ground, it much more aggressively stops itself and prevents itself from crashing.
That was some G-force. Can you imagine going through that? Oh my gosh.
Aggressively stops itself.
Get your stomach in your throat.
Crashing.
Sorry for talking over talking.
Last but certainly not least, we have this amazing feature where if you power off the bike or you get off the bike, the suspension will intelligently sort of relax the bike down. And similarly, when you get on the bike, it will softly ramp in the suspension so that the bike will sort of softly lift up and you're ready to go on your adventure.
Isn't it interesting that these bikes don't have landing gear of sorts? Like the Nox, I'm wondering, how is that thing going to stand up on its bottom? It's kind of wobble.
I'm hoping that the combination of all of these new features and improvements really make this a lot better. And it's been a personal hope of mine for quite some time that I've been able to do this rework, because Gravlev just has such potential for such amazing moments. And I know when it's used, for example, in the Daymar Rally, it's just such a cool sci-fi vehicle, and it's been my wish for quite some time that we can make that experience, as good as it can get.
Daymar Rally with the shout out. Big ups to my boys over there. If you haven't heard of it, Daymar Rally is an amazing player run event in the game. Check it out. This is exciting because hovercrafts, it seems like they're really starting to focus on ground gameplay, especially as we move into Pyro, with the navigation mesh, with the possibility of NPCs on the ground, and with these weather effects that they're bringing in that could limit, ship travel or ship maneuverability. Hovercrafts might actually start to have some sort of a reason to be there. And if they're getting updated, that means that they maybe have some focus on it. I know there was some sort of a breakthrough, but this could be pointing towards more of that ground gameplay, again, getting focused on, as we've seen with things like the Atlas, Spartan, the Nova tank, and a couple other things. Interested to see where these goes, and I'm super excited to get my hands on the hover tech.
These new Gravlev improvements coming online in Alpha 3.16 aim to finally fulfill the unique promise inherent in vehicles like the Dragonfly, the Nox, the X1, and the upcoming... coming up next, let's look at the
Hover tank confirmed.
return of the JumpTown Wars, also coming in Alpha 3.16.
But also, how about the Nomad? Is that going to change at all?
When JumpTown 2 activates, there are now 3 drug labs where this event can happen. JumpTown, Raven's Roost, and Paradise Cove, to create a much more engaging, persistent universe.
That's full on FPS level. They're expecting FPS battles out here for sure.
What is JumpTown 2.0? It's the event that we're putting out that is the officialization of a community event that happened a few years ago.
I feel like we don't see Ben Dorsey at all anymore. When's the last time we've seen Ben?
Where, due to a bug, a location became immensely profitable that was also very conducive to player versus player combat. We are now taking that concept and turning it into a much more developed mission that we are officially supporting. When JumpTown 2 activates, a mission will be distributed out to players. This mission comes in 2 varieties. One is the criminal side and one is the lawful side. If you are actively having a crime stat, you will see a notification popping up letting you know that Rudo has contacted you. And he wants to sell you some information on a really lucrative drug opportunity. The big thing here is that when you go and collect these for Rudo, you will take those drugs and sell them at Grimhex.
Good price. Sure.
For the legal side of things, when you are confiscating that contraband, you are going to be taking them back to the lower Earth orbit station for that security company and selling it to their admin office.
Hey, could you imagine if in real life you made a drug bust and then when you got all of the drugs, you went to the police and sold it to them? I love it, CIG. Stanton's my kind of place. Oh, they don't pay as much, though. Oh, no, that's less units. Never mind.
We have actually put in some new tech that makes it so that while you are contracted for that security company, any police that pull you over will see that you have this contraband, but also that you have a temporary license for...
Are you guys? Oh, I didn't know Oprah Winfrey worked at CIG. Oprah for the Winfrey. I love it.
Carrying it because you have been deputized, and so they will tell you to just go on your way.
Attention. Please come to an immediate halt and hold for your vessel to be scanned. All right. Everything checks out.
Fake news. No, they'll just freaking. Nah, that's not true. Sometimes they'll just have you sit there for like 5 minutes and never let you go.
Another is that we added the ability for the shops where you can sell these things to be modified during it, so that you won't be running out of inventory anytime soon during a fire sale like this. The general flow of the mission is as follows. You will see a notification popping up informing you that you have a mission available. When you accept that mission, you will receive 2 markers. One marker will be pointing you to a location where you can sell the drugs. The other marker will be pointing you to a drug lab where those drugs are being automatically produced every X amount of seconds. It's worth noting that you don't need to have a mission in order to interface with this event. It's just that these markers are the benefit of accepting the mission. During that time, everyone else on the server is also aware of this high-value location, and it is very likely that they will be landing and contesting you doing so.
That's super interesting. So when he first started talking about this, my first thought was it's cool that they use the mission system to distribute these dynamic events, and I wonder if that's going to be something that they do moving forward, or is it going to be something, that maybe you have to be in a certain place and yada yada, all these variables. But now he's saying you don't have to accept the mission. It's not distributed via the mission system. It's ever present and existent. This is a dynamic event that you don't have to sign up for. If you just happen to, I'm just thinking, imagine if we were getting big events like this that are running in the game all the time, right? And you don't know about it. You get into a new system, you stumble on this huge gold rush, and you have no idea what's going on, but it turns out it's this dynamic event that's being, spearheaded maybe by the local org or something. That sort of stuff is awesome. And I really, really do hope that they continue to talk a little bit more about this part of the dynamic event moving forward, because we don't know much about how they're going to work like this.
Since the original JumpTown, there have of course been a bunch of changes to the Persistent Universe sandbox. We have tanks, we have ballistas, we have ground vehicles galore. We also have a whole bunch more dropships and varieties of ways to assault these drug labs. And as a result of that, we wanted to do a bit of an update to the gameplay spaces that they provided. JumpTown 2 is set to release with 3.16.0. We're going to be running it on a schedule during winter break.
What?
We're really looking forward to seeing you all get to kill each other and steal a whole bunch of drugs during this, and we hope that you have a great time.
Holy crap. Okay, so there's our confirmation. They want to get 3.16 out live by Christmas, right? So that's in the next 2 weeks. And they want to be running a dynamic event over the break. For anybody else who's been around for the end of the year patch, that sounds terrifying. That sounds so scary. I guess they must be testing the crap out of this, because that's a hefty goal.
With this little callback to a great moment in Star Citizen history.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that there's a new and exciting second life for our Gravlev vehicles on the way. That JumpTown will be joined by Raven's Roost and Paradise Cove for lucrative business opportunities and exciting new PvP encounters alike. And that if you want to learn more about the upcoming, you should follow along with this year's exciting Luminalia festivities. Yes, it's an exciting time for celebration and giving thanks. And we're going to do...
Is this straight to flyable, you think? You guys think that they literally have a hovercraft ready for this rework to go live with 3.16? Nah. Maybe. Nah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think?
Both with our community beginning today. Check out the robertsspaceindustries.com website for more details.
I can't join you, Jared.
Huckabee. This is Inside Star Citizen. I said that backwards. We'll see you all next week.
Cheers, dude. Pretty cool episode. It was an average episode. It's end of the year. It can be hit or miss. I don't know how many. I think we have 1 or 2 more episodes this year. But, it's the same sort of progress. Nothing too major. Hovercraft update is cool. Dynamic events are cool. 3.16 seems like a light update. Probably for the best, considering they're trying to do a dynamic event straight off the bat in it as well. But, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Love to see what you think or thought, and I'll catch you guys around. See you later. Oh, wait. I'm Keenan, and this has been reacting to Star Citizen. I can't do it. That's all you, Jared. See you later.